Hello everybody, my name is Mehran and I am an indie musician. I have never made any videos like this and I don't think I'm going to, since it's not really the way I make videos. However, since I am in the process of writing, recording, composing and production of my 5th studio album, I thought I shared with you a couple of really cool things that I've picked up over the past couple of days, because these plugins are I don't want to say essential, because you could have definitely lived without them, but if you have them, in my opinion, you're going to elevate your mixing game, specifically mixing, because they do something that other plugins, at least to my knowledge, can't do as easily as like a one-click thing. Again, I am not a professional music producer. I'm learning everything on the job. I make a ton of mistakes. However, I'm not completely a beginner, and so I needed something to help me make decisions more quickly without breaking the bank, since music is my hobby. I'm a full-time university teacher, but I really like making music, and this next album I'm doing all on my own. So I want to talk to you about 3 plugins that are absolutely essential in my production, and I picked them up a couple of days ago with my own money. This is not a sponsored video, and I hope this helps you make good decisions or better decisions when it comes to music production, specifically if you are in a studio apartment, like a small place without a lot of acoustic treatment, or you're mixing on headphones and you need like an extra pair of ears to help you make better decisions, more informed decisions, and a more, I guess, paved route into a more finished product. I think I said more like 20 times. Before I begin, if this is going to be interesting for you, please let me know what you think about all of this, and do the YouTube thing. That would be super cool. Anyway, let's move on to the important stuff. Plugin number 1 is SSD Trigger 2. Right now, this plugin is available on sale. Instead of $120, you can get it at $60. I picked it up. I live in Europe, so it was like 54 euros. And this is an amazing plugin because it allows you to enhance your drums if you have recorded drums, or if, like me, you are using sampled drums. I will show you what it does in action. So let me disable the curves here, because I'm getting ahead of myself. This is the drums in the context of a mix, and I'm going to increase its volume a tiny bit. Just know one thing: I have not recorded bass guitar for this song yet, so having like a decent, fat, thick bass is going to elevate your drums by like 3-fold at least. But still, this is the drums, and you don't see it yet. You just listen. But the kick and the snare have been outputted to the trigger, and I'll show you in a second what I mean by that. So let's listen within the context of a mix. Let's listen to another section of the song, which is a bit more groovy. This is a second verse. Now, you might like this sound, you might hate this sound. If you hate this sound, then probably this video is not going to be helpful for you. However, keep in mind that a ton of people in this industry seem to use trigger drums to enhance the sound of their either recorded or sampled drums. I have never done that in my life, to my knowledge, but in this album that I'm working on, I'm going to try and learn. And this song that you're listening to is a learning song that I'm learning how to use triggers on. Now, let me show you what I mean by trigger. This is my mixer. You see, this line is my shells and my overheads right now, because I'm just showing it for the video. For the real mix, I will separate all of the shells and the cymbals. This is a kick trigger. This is a snare trigger, and I am using the black kick. These 3 kicks are blended. One of them is a bit to the left, a bit to the right, and this one is in the center that has like a very punchy sound with a blend of around 60%, and I will exaggerate this for you to see how it sounds. For people who may not be super like they might be in the know, a trigger system essentially says whenever you're telling the program, whenever you hear this specific signal, play the signal and my signals at the same time. So you're triggering a bunch of sounds. The original drums, the original kick sounds like this. And if I want to use only the triggers, it sounds like this. Now, I'm clipping, it's too much. Of course, I've increased the volume. I found the sweet spot to be around 60% because the kick punches through and also allows a bit of a breathing room for other instruments. And the same for my snare. This is my snare sound. The only difference is that I'm using 4 sounds on the snare. Maybe I should pan these a bit wider because they have a relatively the same profile. So I'm going to again exaggerate the drums. Let's go for the chorus once again. I'm going to exaggerate the snare so you see what I mean. Again, I know it's exaggerated, it's very loud. I just want you to hear the difference in an exaggerated way. So this is my usual snare. This is the trigger only. Again, around 60% seems to be a good place for having this. This is, in my opinion, this is a very good plugin to have. You can try the free version of it, completely free, but it's limited. You can't really add your own sounds or your like one shots or whatever. I picked it up because I think, in my opinion, it was necessary, and I recommend you give it you give it a shot. So that's plugin number 1. There are 2 more plugins that I really like you to know about because they're also on sale. Plugin number 1 is Waves AQ or Curves AQ. This plugin usually goes on sale for $130. Right now it is $50. And if you pick it up and if you go above $50, you're allowed to choose 2 more plugins for free from the Waves crazy bundle. I use this because I need help with my EQs a lot of times, since I'm using Biodynamic DT99 headphones for my main stuff. I am using in-ears sometimes, and I have like PreSonus Eris speakers in my room. Sometimes the mix doesn't translate very well. With the help of automatic EQ like this, I am able to make, in my opinion, better decisions. I'll show you in an example. So I'm going to remove this curves because I was using it. So I will tell you how this thing works. You load it up. Right now, this is a drum bus, so I will choose acoustic drum set. I will click on learn. It waits for me to play. I play the drums. It suggested 3 specific EQ curves and 2 alternative curves. Let's switch between them. I personally like number 4. But again, if you are listening to this and you don't hear any difference, maybe you need a bit more training with your ears. But if you do hear a difference and you don't like any of the changes, completely ignore me and you go to go with your own plugins. I am not telling you this is something you need to do. I'm telling you that this is how I'm approaching my mixes. I don't know if they sound good or bad yet, because this is going to be a big undertaking for me. However, I picked it up. I'm very happy with my decision, and I recommend you give it a shot. For Curves, there's also another Curves version of it that is available for free. It's called Curves Resolve. It doesn't EQ for you. It EQs based on a different sidechain signal. I don't want to bore you, but this is a free version. You can try it to see if you like it. The second plugin that I bought, I'm not going to show you how it works because the vocals recorded in this project are really bad. But if you're in the music world, you probably know of this guy, Chris Lord Alge, and this guy is like everywhere, and he's one of the GOATs when it comes to music production. A lot of the decisions that he makes, I don't understand, but what I do know is that if you put this or on your like nicely recorded vocals, you are like 70% there already. So I picked this one up. This was also on sale. I picked it up instead of $150, it's $35. This is a good plugin. I recommend you give it a shot. And since my purchase was above $50, the two free plugins that I picked was the Kramer tape. This is like a tape emulation saturation thing, as well as an LA3A, like a very, very magic, like holy grail compressor that I really, really like. But I will keep conversations about these two, maybe for a different video, or maybe you can just experiment on yourself, since I'm not the greatest well-versed person to explain how compressors or like plugins like that work. What I like to do is I like to make quick decisions, hopefully correct decisions, and decisions that lead to good and done rather than perfect and see you next year. I really want to get the project out the door, no matter not no matter what the cost, but within a reasonable amount of time. So these are the things I really wanted to talk to you about. Overall, it's like $100, $120, but I think you will get a very, very large like value out of this. I hope you do. If this video helped you, please let me know what you think. If you think everything I said is not worth anything, please let me know. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, night. And I've been Mehran. You've been fantastic. See you in the next video. Hopefully a lot less rambly and more focused. Take care and peace.